Joining us right now is Government Affairs Manager for American Medical Response and Medicwest in Las Vegas, Damon Schilling. Damon, thanks very much for joining us. You went to the scene. You helped coordinate ambulances transporting those injured in the rampage. Can you tell us about it?
You know, I got the call, I got the page at 10:15 at night. I was able to make it down to the command center at 11 o'clock. When I got down there, we already had 60 ambulances that were lined up, ready to take patients. I started to make my rounds to each of those ambulances, asking them if they were ready. They were about to embark on something that could potentially change their lives. All of our crews were ready. We had more than enough people that were willing to come in. We had a lot of off-duty crews that showed up. They were able to take ambulances. So we were able to have 66 ambulances that not only transported, but we had 40 that were staged the rest of the time.
Michael?
It's when you take a look at what you have been a part of the response, you know, it brings me back to, I got a chance to actually sit with both the fire departments and with the police department in Vegas, and I was struck by the professionalism, the resources, and obviously you guys have come together in a way that is really dramatic, and you have brought together this incredible scene and saved lives by your response. So tell us, did you plan for this type of an event? You know, what have you done in the past that made you ready to respond in this way?
Well, with AMR, we were behind, we were the ambulance company that responded to the Orlando shooting, San Bernardino, Colorado. We've experienced these, and so we've been able to, at our senior levels, be able to trickle that information down and come up with some planning. And we have really good relationships with all of our local law enforcement, local fire departments, and we're able to really talk to them. We're able to sit down, have tabletops. We're able to discuss these things in great detail because we know Las Vegas is a destination that everybody wants to come to, so we definitely makes us a target. So we constantly talk about these things. We do drills as far as verbal drills. We do some physical in-person drills, and we just make sure that we're always ready for anything at any time.
Damon, I just wanted to ask you, though, because one of the things that was so uplifting are the stories that you heard from people who were on the scene, just untrained individuals just running to help others, plugging bullet holes with their fingers, fashioning makeshift tourniquets. And it's just that kind of gut instinct that people use to respond to those in need. Can you tell us more about that?
You know, I think human nature inherently wants to help. And so when somebody sees somebody that's in trouble or somebody that needs help, they just naturally have this thing that clicks inside their head and they want to help people. All of Las Vegas, anybody who was at that festival last night, each one of those people are heroes. They're the unsung heroes of this incident. You know, we come in, we show up, and it's something that we're trained to do. It's something that we have a passion for doing. And for all of these people to come out and all of these people to just kind of, you know, disregard their own safety, really, to make sure that their fellow man was taken care of, I think that those are the true heroes in this situation.
Can you describe for us a little bit how you train for moments like this? This is a once-in-a-lifetime event for you. What do you do to prepare for it?
You know, so we go through different scenarios. We talk about different facilities that could be, utilized as a target. And then we kind of do a tabletop. We talk about where we would station crews in certain areas, where we would stage them, how we would go through transporting those patients to the various hospitals, the processes that we would go through there. And then we just make sure that we would utilize the proper resources. When we have mass incidents like this, we have to remember that AMR and Medicwest are still serving the entire community when it comes to the 911 calls. We're in Clark County, we're in the city of Las Vegas, and we're in the city of North Las Vegas, making sure that those citizens have the coverage they need to also get them to the hospitals. So we kind of go over the manpower that we would need in these types of situations. We would do as we did in this situation where we sent out a massive text to all of our employees, really calling for all hands on deck, and we had an overwhelming response. You come to our parking lot over at AMR, and there wasn't a single parking spot. People were parking in alleyways. People were parking out on the streets, walking a couple of blocks just to be able to get into an ambulance to make it down to the strip so they could help everybody that was in need.
Yeah.
So like I said, you know, we prepare.
And the local officials are also addressing the urgent need for blood donations, right? I mean, hundreds of people answered the call, some reportedly waiting in line for 6 hours at the donation centers across the state. Were you surprised by this response? What did you see in terms of those long lines giving blood?
You know, we saw the same things that everybody's seen. We saw long lines that were wrapping around buildings. My wife was one of those people. She wanted to go out and donate blood, and she called me, and she's like, they're actually turning people away because so many people have, shown up to donate blood. And to be honest with you, it's not something that surprised me. I was born and raised here in Las Vegas. I know this city really well, and we come together. We are a unified city. We are very proud to be Las Vegans, and whenever you mess with our city, we're going to step up.
Well, Damon, just one of the things that I want to mention, your first responders, sometimes we forget that you're also impacted by the intense violence that has gone on around you. So for your team and for the city itself, is there the psychological first aid that you're taking a look at so that you can get people back to work and the help that they need after experiencing an event like this?
Yeah, like you said, not only are we the first responders here in the Valley, but we're also residents. And so when we respond to these types of incidents, we don't know who we're running on. We may be running on our best friend, our family member. And so we have to mentally prepare for that. But we know that there could be something, a little bit of a fallout afterwards. So for the next couple of days and even weeks, we're going to have counselors on site at AMR, Medicwest, other various places that our employees can really reach out, talk to these people, and, open up and really get some help if they need it.
All right, we will leave it there. Damon, thanks very much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate it, and thanks for all of your service.